time to string your Floyd Rose. I'm gonna show you how to do it. I promise it's not hard. It just takes time. So I'm gonna take the strings off, put new ones on, just to show you how it's done and how to do all this. I promise you it's not hard. Take some time. Give yourself patience. Alright, so first off, you're gonna need a little Allen wrench for your Floyd Rose there. They usually come with one, but sometimes you gotta find one. You're gonna, step one, you know what I'm saying? Loosen these little bad boys up here, these three. I like to just loosen them up a little bit and then take the rest off by hand. It should look something like that. Got your locking mechanism off there. Next step, take a sock or anything. You could use pretty much anything to put under this. I prefer to use something soft. That's just me though. Like I use like a glove or a sock or a piece of paper towel bunched up, but you can do whatever, go crazy. You kind of slide that, depress the whammy bar there. And then you just insert your thing haphazardly. Until it's, blocked off. It won't go up. That way when you take the strings off, it doesn't completely bottom out on you. So then you want to, get your trusty string winder. Start unwinding your strings. I like to do, I don't go like one by one. I go like 1, 6, 2, 5, 3. It's just for me. That's the best way to do Floyd's. You want to have even tension across the entire fretboard with the strings and whatnot. So if you start tuning on one side and keep going till you get to the other, by the time you get over here, this string's gonna be out of tune, and it's just easier to start outside and then work your way in, or inside out. All right, cool. Now that you got all your strings all flayed out and whatnot, loosen them up from the bridge here, one by one. You should be able to get all the strings out, no problem. There you go. Throw those to the side. Just get rid of them, we don't need them anymore. All right. So now you got all the strings off. Yeah, it's still blocked. That way it doesn't go all the way up. You're gonna grab your new strings. I prefer to use these. Elixir 46-9 on my Floyd Roses, because I tuned to E flat or D sharp, and I find that 9s with a little bit of chunky on the bottom end here is pretty fucking okay. Well, I'm also gonna take the opportunity to clean the fretboard and polish the frets, so I'm gonna do that, and then I'll come back to the restringing. All right, I'm gonna take this opportunity real quick to show you the moving parts, I guess. You put your Allen wrench in those to tighten them. You got the fine tuners to tighten the strings in, sorry, you know, to bolt the strings in to the saddles. Fine tuners are like kind of the coolest invention of all time, because you know, you put them on, you lock them in up here, and then you know, these just help with getting it in tune nice and good. And then you got the saddles where you put the strings in with the blocks. You put the Allen wrench in there, tighten it up, moves the block forward, locks the string in place. And then, you know, the whammy bar. Everybody knows that part. But yeah, shout out to Graphtec at the String Saver saddles. I recommend everyone with a Floyd Rose to get these saddles. You won't break a string, I promise you. Like, you straight up won't. I go aggressive on the Floyd Rose, and thanks to these saddles, I have very little problems. So, thanks. They're pretty all right. What I'm doing right now has really nothing to do with the Floyd Rose, but it's something I recommend everyone do to their guitars, is polish the frets. I promise you they will sound so much better. Throw a little polish on there, shine it up a little bit, and then do the same to your fretboard with some of this stuff. I mean, you can't go wrong for real with that kind of stuff. I like to do it every now and again, maybe like every 2 to 3 restrings I do. You know, it's a little time consuming, but it kind of goes a long way to make your guitar just sound a little bit better and feel a little bit better, because that's like, you know, the most important thing. This is what I'm using for fret polish. Just kind of throw a little on a little cloth they supply you. Put this over it, and then let's see, you know what I'm saying? Kind of just wipe it a little bit. And this guitar's been sitting for a while, so there's definitely a bunch of dust up here, so I'm gonna take my time to do this. All right, now I got it all nice and shiny and polished. Get the strings right here, and then you open it up. Toss that aside. You know, throw them to the sides. They're nice and in order, so you know which one you're grabbing. I like to start with the G string, and you just take that, unravel it there. There you go. You take your little pointy end there, insert it to the 3rd tuner, and then you take your little Allen wrench, where the fuck I put it, there it is. And then very carefully insert that. And you don't want to push it all the way down. Ooh. It just has to be like, you know, just kind of locked in there. You don't have to go too crazy. So what I do is I put it like straight in, press down on the bar so I could access these little screws here. Tighten it up. There we go. Not too, you don't want to like over tighten it, you know what I'm saying? Just tighten it up a little bit, you know, until you can't really turn it in. Turn it again, and then, you know what I'm saying? There you go. Now you don't need to wind up the entire string. Like I see people like wind up the entirety of the string into their tuner, and I think that's like the ugly move of all time. So you really don't need that much, especially with a Floyd Rose. You're locking that shit in place anyway. So like I kind of just go like just like that high, you know what I'm saying? Maybe like level with the wavy bar. And you tighten it up with your old string winder. Go. Get it. You don't even have to get it to pitch, just get it a little tight. And then go on to the next one, the D string. And you do the same thing, oh shit, except for on these type of strings, they have that, you know what I'm saying? It goes from wrapped to regular string. You want to cut that off, like so. Take your trusty clippers here, bonk, toss this to the side, and do the same thing you just did to the previous. It's as simple as that, for real. It's not that hard. Any idiot can do it. I mean, I've got an idiot right here doing it right now. Like I said, he doesn't have to be extremely tight, just until you really can't give it that much more of a turn, then you should be good. If you over tighten it, you're gonna strip some stuff in there. You don't want to do that. Last thing you need to do is, or last thing you want to have is changing the strings, and then you gotta tune, get it up to pitch, and then the string pops out. I used to have that problem back in the day, but I didn't know any better. Okay, now that you got all the strings on and not in tune at all, because I just put them on, it's time to tune it. Now I'm gonna tune it to a half step from standard, which was what it was before I took the strings off, and show you how to do it. So I'd kind of go in the same order in which I put the strings on. So with this blocked, and it doesn't, like when you block it, try to make it at least a little bit level, like to how you have it. Like I usually, like some people will level like, you know, the base plate with the body. I like to have it just a little bit pulled back. Maybe it does nothing, but to me it just feels a little bit better than having it perfectly leveled. That's just a me thing. But I have it set to, you know, just a little bit down. And yeah, let me get to tuning it. So like start with the third string. Got my tuner pedal over here. Pedal board. Let's rock. There we go. So get that nice and tuned up to a F sharp, and then the same with the C sharp. Get it up to pitch. Going in with the G sharp, or the A sharp, sorry, I'm stupid. A sharp, there you go. Kind of get it up there. And this is not the final tune at all. This is just getting it up to tension. Just putting like around the tension that you want for the tuning you're gonna use. And you know, let's be careful with the first string, so we all know how that goes. Come on, baby, into the D sharp there. All right, cool. Just finding your tension. Why is that one being weird? There we go. Jesus. I was like, where am I? That happens sometimes. All right, so now you're gonna repeat the process. Tuning it up to tune. Like, this can take a long time too, so give yourself patience. It's not rocket science. And again, I find it so much more less time consuming on this part to go from 3, 4, 2, 5, 1, 6 from inside out, tuning it. It just kind of saves time. I don't know how to really explain it, but just give it a shot. It works. All right. Now that you're like somewhere in the pocket of where you want to be, take this out and see where you're at. That's not too bad, but it's not great. That is because I need to adjust the spring tension a little bit. So what we're gonna do is gonna go back here. I'm gonna slightly loosen these. You don't want to turn these too crazy, just a little bit. I believe I had 10s on this before, so this makes sense. Yeah. Cool. Now it's kind of up in there, but next part is like super important. You're gonna want to stretch the strings. That makes your life a whole lot easier. What I do is grab it at the 12th fret and kind of just give it a few tugs. 6th string, do the same thing. Come back and check. Cool. Get them up to 2. There we go. Look at that. Let's go. Look at that. In tune. Nice. Next step. Lock these bad boys back into place. Lock these bad boys up. And it is not uncommon for when you lock the strings into place for them to slightly go sharp. That is okay and normal, because you are clamping them down, putting a very slight more amount of tension on them. So it is okay if they go slightly sharp after you do this, because you're gonna recheck tuning anyway. It doesn't really matter. All right, so you got them nice and locked in place. Nice and tuned. Ooh. See, like I said, very normal for it to fall sharp, especially that string since it's the reverse headstock. Now you gotta use your little fine tuner there. And find your tune there. And this is why I love the fine tuners from a pick, because it just helps you get into tune. And this is where that tactic of going from inside out or outside in is a heck of a lot easier than going this way, because once you put tension on this and then you adjust, it's just going to throw the other side out of whack. So it's easier to go from inside out or outside in. So let me do 3rd string check. There we go. Nice, that was already in tune. Let's go. In tune. In tune. All right, let's go. Adjust that slightly. And then check again. Because anytime you make an adjustment on one fine tuner, you might as well go ahead and check the rest just to be sure. That G sharp, all right, good. That's good. And sometimes you turn them the wrong way and then you embarrass yourself like I just did, but it is what it is. All right, it should be good. Nice. I mean, it's really not that hard. I promise you. I hope like this kind of helps. I'll kind of give a little bit more explanation real quick. So what these are is really kind of like a game of tug of war. And you want to keep the flag in the middle the entire time. That's my analogy for how the Floyd Rose works. It's kind of like, really like pull on, but you want to keep it in the center. You want the spring tension to match the string tension in a way to where you got it leveled if you want. Like I said, I kind of quack it a little, back a little bit, but that's just a personal preference. Yeah, like it's really not hard. And say I wanted to put it in like a lower tuning or a higher tuning, you would have to mess with these a little bit. And all you do with this is for real, like if like say I like I go on the whammy bar real hard, I bring it up and it's out of tune or something, I might have stretched the strings a little too much. You go back here, and if you say like you're like flat, you tighten these up a little bit. You tighten them, you know what I'm saying? Just a little bit, and that puts more tension on the strings when you tighten the springs, because it's pulling it up a little bit more. If you if you want looser springs, you do that, loosen them a little bit. That brings the Floyd like that. So if you go and put your strings on the Floyd Rose and you find it looking like this, you tighten your strings, and if it's bowed too far back, loosen your springs. You want them nice and even. I hope that all of the shit I said makes at least a little bit of sense, because to me, I just feel like it's not that hard. You just really gotta give yourself some patience and trial and error shit. Like all the stuff I do is kind of like just a bunch of what I've learned from trial and error. So all right, once you got all your strings on and the ends clipped there, they're all tuned up and nice there, you give it a test. Make sure your Floyd Rose can handle the capacity that you need it to. Like if you want to do Daryl 9-bag fucking crazy squeals, you want to make sure your strings are kind of loose. That's why I go with 9s. Or if you want to, do flutters or whatever, you can, like this one will flutter pretty decently. It's not too bad. But yeah, so let's make sure it can handle the old Love Gun whammy bar treatment. Nice. It's fucking around. But yeah, now that you got it all good, you just kind of mess with it. Make sure that, like I said, it can handle what you need it to do, and go from there. Just make sure you're checking your fine tuners every now and again. If you need to, tighten them springs or loosen them if need be. Like the only reason you would have to do that once you got, everything settled is if, I guess you go to check it and every single string is like kind of flat or sharp, and then you go back there and mess with that. But if you just got like one kind of being a little troublemaker, kind of just mess with it like that. But yeah, sounds good. Bonus tip, all right, because that sounded pretty cool. How to get like a real nice, you know what I'm saying, barely rest your finger on the 3rd fret of the 3rd string there. Know what I'm saying? If you want to get even nastier, hit the 2nd string. Or like, what I like to do is hit the 3rd fret going down of the third fret, 3rd string going down, and then pull back up on the 2nd. Check it. Alright, that was bad. Let me try that again. Kind of like that.